Earlier with those 3 Israelis, we saw one by one the releases, and of course we've heard from the Israeli Prime Minister's office the fury at the chaotic conditions we saw with those hostage releases, particularly Abel Yehud and Gadi Moses, the 29-year-old and the 80-year-old, with the crowds that were buffeting them for a number of minutes as they were relieved, and that had delayed this part of the release, with the Israelis, as I say, furious at what had happened, and so they were delaying that until they had assurances, they said, from negotiators there'd be no repeat, because of course we have future exchanges still to be done. The next one is on Saturday, but the next stage, despite all of those delays, around 110 Palestinians being released today, including women and children. And we will see some of those scenes in Ramallah a little later when the buses arrive there, with families being reunited. So the first part of the second stage of these releases as part of that Hamas-Israel ceasefire and hostage deal that was agreed 10 days or so ago. So we'll keep an eye on those pictures and return and get more from our correspondents on the ground. Now, let's go back to those events in Washington. Let me put the live pictures from the Potomac River back onto the screen, because those recovery operations going on, and you see the icy conditions there overnight. The responders were talking about the ice there on the water. It is not very deep where the wreckage has ended up, both of the aircraft and the helicopter, but it is still very, very difficult conditions. That's what the officials in that earlier briefing we were listening to a couple of hours ago were taking us through. But 300 responders at least there on the scene. But as Carl was saying, as those officials were saying, this has now become a recovery operation. Now, also mentioned in that news conference earlier, a lot of questions about the how this happened, questions about the communications with the control tower and the passenger aircraft and the helicopter. Well, just a small